right to profess religion, right to propagate religion. So this is a fundamental right which is imagined by the people who did the constitutional framework. And now we know that these fundamental rights, which is especially for the religious minorities in India, were taken away by the Sangh Parivar government. So I just want to tell something about this campus. We know that in this campus the number of Muslim students are very less. It's a clear fact, and there are many protests and there were many struggles happened by the marginalized sections of this campus to introduce minority deprivation points for the students from the marginalized sections. So when we talk about the Muslim women and education and the so-called premier institutions like JNU, the presence of Muslims and minorities in these so-called premier institutes are very less. But there is no such mechanism to take Muslims into the so-called premier education institutions. We know that the reservation system in India is not at all seeing Muslims as a sociological category, so they are not at all getting that kind of affirmative action. So when we talk about the education of Malala or somebody from Afghanistan or Iran, it is the duty of the student organization. Like I know SFI is like for a long they are taking the symbol of Malala. It's good, fine. But when the kind of protests like this happen in this campus, they are not ready to come to forward and they are not ready to give their words. And secondly, the people, recently the Kerala government came with a notification. In Kerala schools, there is a student police cadet. It's like if you join in that student police cadet, you will get extra marks in your examination. So it is a co-curricular activity which is established in Kerala schools. But the CPM-led, SFI-supported CPM-led government, Kerala issued a notification. The hijab wearing woman is not allowed to be part of this students police cadet. So this is how the CPM is taking up the issue of hijab, and it is clearly written in the notification. This is against the hijab is against the secular credentials of the force. So this is the understanding. Yesterday I saw the post of Aishi Ghosh, who is putting the photo of the brave girl, Muslim girl in Karnataka. But I just want to inform Aishi Ghosh, you please go to Kerala and inform your own comrades in the ministry, your own SFI comrades in Kerala, and tell them and teach them what is exactly hijab means, what is a Muslim women's agency means. And when you see agency, Muslim women agency, the people in JNU, if you want to be a feminist in the so-called JNU campus, so you want to wear some so-called dresses. Because if you are a Muslim woman with a hijab, the JNU progressiveness will not consider you as a progressive person, as a person of right, as an activist. So they will consider Muslim women, either they are oppressed, either they are resisting to the Muslim patriarchy. So this one side is oppression, one side is resistance. But Muslims are mostly taken the category of submission, not the category of resistance and oppression. There is a submission, there is a category of submission. They are submitted to the God. Their understanding of, if you take the terminology, ibadat, if you taken the Islamic terminology, ibadat means it's the abd. Abd means the slave. It's a slave of God. Whatever the God given as a command to do, they will do it. So it's not you will come into your category of resistance or oppression. So whenever you talking to a Muslim woman, when you are taking up the issue of a Muslim woman, you please understand the category which you are using about women's agency, about feminism, that categories will not necessarily fit into whenever you are talking about Muslim women. So at the same time, you have to introduce mechanisms, especially in this campus also, to get entry for the Muslim women and the Muslim men also to come to the educational institutions like JNU. It's for a long 50 years of JNU. There is a recent book came by Niladri Bhattacharya, I think, 50 years of JNU. But in this book, I read that book, it's like clear absence of Muslim students and Muslim students' activity, Muslim students' engagements. It's sure that in this campus, may Muslim students both come and there is no protest, there is no official mechanism, and the students' union itself is not at all ready to raise the point that the minority students in this campus should get a minority deprivation point in their exams. So I am concluding this thing. So when you are talking about Muslim women and education, it is a humble need of this country to introduce the affirmative action mechanisms to take Muslims into the education, and at the same time their rights to religious liberty, their right to religious practice will remain intact. And the slogan which is given by the brave women in Karnataka, Allahu Akbar. What is the term of now? I know in this campus many left people when somebody raised Inshallah slogan one of the time in election time in JNU, and many of the friends from SFI and other left organizations said that Inshallah is same as Jai Sri Ram. So I want to say that the kind of the Hindutva fascism and their sloganeering on an assault on Muslims, and as a protest, as a resistance, when a minority community is raising their own slogans like Jai Bhim or Allahu Akbar, you should support if you are agreeing to the politics of the marginalized communities in this country. With this word, I am concluding my words, and I am thanking all of the people who gather in support of the Muslim woman who is protesting, who is fighting for their rights in Karnataka. And I know that this is not a good time for the minorities, for the Dalits, for the Muslims in this country, and the kind of the solidarity given by especially you see the video of SDM, some college in Karnataka, the Dalit students who directly came in front in support of Muslim women, and they confronted the people of Hindutva. So this is the solidarity we need in this time, and I'm again giving thanks to the people who are gathered here. Maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow we'll organize some protest in front of Karnataka Bhavan, and please join in that, and thanks for all. Thank you.